This is a glass of Indian Wells 2015 Cabernet Sauvignon. I'm Anthony Sensei, and tonight we're going to make a song. Always, if you have the means, pay the extra or pay the $40, $50 that it costs to lease a beat, lease the wave file of the beat, the dot wave file of the beat. Because my thing is, like, when you rip these beats off of YouTube and wherever, which I used to do, by the way, it's compressed so many times that you lose the original quality. It's totally worth paying that money because you're getting the source file usually from the producer himself, you know, when you're buying the wave. But it's as easy as Adobe Edition 3.0. I'm gonna play that, get a gauge for the volume. I'm gonna see how hard the bass is hitting down here. I could probably turn it up a little bit, so I did. So I'm about to just start with recording the first hook, the first chorus, and usually my recording style, I like to record things in sequential order. So like the first thing first, to kind of just like build up from there. So I'm not gonna record everything at one time. I'm gonna get a nice little takedown and then kind of see what my levels are and what effects I'm gonna use to kind of gauge, get a feel of the song from there. You always gotta dangle one ear cuff off so you can kind of hear yourself. Major key. Whoa, yeah. Me and Barbie riding round Atlanta. Top down, man, she moving like a dancer. And she can't stop playing with my camera. Taking pictures like she looking for the answers. Top down, take your top off. Topped off. Tell me, do you think that you can handle it, doll? It was written like a motherfucking manuscript, doll. Yeah. I'm gonna double click this. This is our file. Maximize it up to, you can't make it out right here, but with the black background you'll see there's this white line. So that's what I use as a parameter. Basically, first thing I throw these vocals through is a mastering rack, and this is as easy as, you know, it's as easy as this. I'm gonna scroll through my effects real quick. You can pause so you can get the right presets. Pause the screen. Guys, I'm just giving you the sauce right now. This whole program is meant to provide you with the sauce. Okay, and then it's gonna take a second process, boom. And then bring that back down, see everything's kind of leveled, normalized, equalized, all that. First thing I'm gonna do is some pitch correction. Lately I haven't been going all the way Daft Punk. I'm pretty sure this key is in minor A flat, so nothing to do there, but this is all the way Daft Punk up here. I've been going more or less right here. A little bit less, something like that. So I'm gonna slap that on the whole thing, run through those, and then I like to soften it up, soften up the edges a little bit with this reverb. Go to Studio Reverb, and I call it WG Verb, but essentially you can copy what's on there. Okay. Just a nice subtle reverb that kind of takes the edge off your vocals. I maximize it up to around 5, -5, -4 over there. I figure that, or I find that that's about the best balance to good mixed vocals. And then I'm just gonna play this shit. I'm gonna see what I said right here and see how the little chorus sounds, or at least if the levels are right. You always gotta dangle one ear cuff off so you can kind of hear yourself. Alright, major key. Whoa, yeah. Me and Barbie riding round Atlanta. Top down, man, she moving like a dancer. And she can't stop playing with my camera. Taking pictures like she looking for the answers. Top down, take your top off. Topped off in the whip and the pop off. I'm fresh off a rip and the pop off. Queued so fancy, dog. No, I'm not your man, but I can be, dog. I can meet you high like the kid. So I'm really happy with that first take and that first mix. The only thing that I realized is it was a little loud in the mix. I'm gonna turn it back down just a tad, because I didn't see down here on this end that was, maybe that's too loud, but then I'll compensate, or maybe that's too quiet. I maybe lowered it a little bit too much, but I'll compensate by turning up the overall track like 0.1 or something. I do that weird shit. But yeah, I got ahead of myself and I started recording part of the verse, so I'm gonna chop that off in this take, but that's also healthy because now it's like it makes for a good transition between takes when you, like when I went from the chorus take into the verse, or now on the flip side I'm about to start in the back of the chorus and work my way into the verse, which is essentially like a running start when you're recording. So let me see where I should cut this. Yeah. Ripping up. Got you feeling so fancy, dawg. No, I'm not your man, but I can be, dawg. I can get you high like the canopy, dawg. She tryna lick me like some candy, dawg. Damn it, laughing to myself because I planned it. Now my dick made out of granite, dawg. Tell me, do you think that you can handle it, dawg? It was written like a motherfucking manuscript, dawg. Oh, yeah. Top of the world, take your top off. My hands through your curls getting topped off. Tell them competition I'm the top dog. Yeah, skipping through their album like a hopscotch, damn. So now that we got the verse, pretty much just gonna do the exact same thing I did with the hook. So again, coming up to this white line, mastering rack, effects mastering rack. These are all just the basic things, like we're not making it flashy yet. I just want to get the meat and potatoes down. Shout out to Wavy T. Scrolling down here, effects, pitch correction, again minor. I set it at this, but basically you drag these two backwards, you're gonna get less intense. Drag forward, you're gonna get more intense. You know how that goes. And then studio reverb, the WG verb to polish it off. See about that, I don't know. And then to fade it in, I definitely gotta try something like this, where you crescendo it in or something. That's the right term. So fancy, dog. No, I'm not your man, but I can be, dog. I can get you high like the canopy, dog. Try it again. I take your top off in the whip, in the pop off. I'm fresh off a rip in the pop off. Queued up, booed up, got you feeling so fancy, dog. No, I'm not your man, but I can be, dog. I can get you high like the canopy, dog. She tryna lick me like some candy, dog. Damn it, laughing to myself because I planned it. Now my dick made out of granite, dog. Tell me, do you think that you can handle it, dog? It was written like a motherfucking manuscript, dog. So it's not perfect. I'm gonna do a couple more takes. Usually what I do is I like to do the same take 2 or 3 times. So then you have, which you'll see, I'll take, hypothetically speaking, copy this, make 3 of them. You have 3, you can kind of chop it up and pick what parts out of each take that you like. So you pick the best of both worlds, or you pick the best of all 3 worlds, per se. You know, depending which parts on which takes are the best. But that's probably the process I'm about to get into after we get this bass take for the second hook. And I don't want to just copy and paste the first hook regardless of how I could do ad-libs differently and voiceovers differently to make it different in the third or the second hook, but I'm trying to go for a whole new energy. Is it recording? Mm-hmm. So we're gonna do the whole thing separate, a whole new chorus, and get a, you know, different energy from it, hopefully enhanced. So I did exactly what I said I was gonna do. I pretty much, here's the first chorus, here's the verse, and then here is the second chorus. I went and I recorded each thing 3 different times. You want to get like 3 solid takes, and I try to do mine in as little takes as possible to try to keep it as organic as possible, but you know, to each his own. Basically what we're looking at here is like an unchiseled block of marble, and like we're a sculptor. So I pick out my favorite one of each take. Like for example, this one was my favorite, and I muted the rest. So I can use this as my bass take, and then when I go through it and if I hear anything I don't really like or it could have been done better, I'll check these 2 takes, and I have different parts, for example, that I want to swap in, so we can go ahead and start doing that now. And pretty much this is the process that I'm about to do.
Me and Barbie riding Randy Lanta. Whoa. Me and Barbie riding Randy Lanta. Yep. Me and Barbie riding Randy Lanta. Top down, and she moving like a dancer. And she can't stop playing with my camera. Taking pictures like she looking for the answers. Top down, take your top off.
I want to see if there's a better intro.
Yep. Me and Barbie riding around Atlanta.
I'm about to take out those little skirts and everything. I'm just mixing up intros and shit because you really gotta at least go for it.
All the way from down Riverwood to Peachtree Street, Peachtree Street Ave. Yeah. Me and Barbie riding around Atlanta. Top down, man, she moving like a dancer. And she can't stop playing with my camera. Taking pictures like she looking for the answers. Top down, take your top off. Top off in the whip, in the... Taking pictures like she looking for the answers. Top down, take your top off. Top off in the whip, in the...
So now I'm chopping it. Yeah, so I pretty much, you know, took a second there, but I figured out that I wanted to use that first part of this third take, and then I didn't really like this chunk in here, so I'm gonna see if there are any better options to play with. Hold up. Let's try this one. Maybe this take is, yeah, this take looks a little weak in terms of gain. Yeah. Try that.
I'm playing with my camera, taking pictures like she looking for the answers. Top down, take your top off. Top off in the whip, in the pop off. Top off in the whip, in the pop off.
I like that, yeah. Huh.
Fresh off a rip in the pop off. Queued up, booed up, got you feeling so fancy, dog. No, I'm not your man. A rip in the pop off. Queued up, booed up, got you feeling so fancy, dog.
Kind of like that, actually. And now I'm gonna repeat the same process to the verse. We can keep recording this, but I'm not really gonna talk through it, and we can just like put it in I'm just about to perform surgery. It's
She tryna lick me like candy. Lick me like candy. Damn it, into myself. She tryna lick me like candy. Damn it, into my.
That's hard when it works out like that. If y'all don't get what I'm doing here, like I'm fading in all these clips like very slightly, just to kind of smooth in the edges, because otherwise sometimes it can kind of feel like it starts too abruptly. Tell me, tell me, tell me lies. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. We're just getting our bass takes to sit right. We want our bass takes sitting right. We can polish it up and do all that fancy stuff later, but we want good framework. That's probably about it.
Riding around the city, sipping beer and smoking doobies.
And okay, so that's the finale of our bass takes. I went through everything, and the beautiful thing about this now is we can kind of consolidate. Like we have our bits, our golden bits. We have the framework now. We can delete everything that we didn't need. I'm confident with the takes that I do have, and now let's clean it up a little bit. This is why I call it a sculpture, because you're taking a big block of marble and you're chiseling it down to the best of the best. I wanna consolidate tracks because I don't like that there are so many. So I'm just gonna do that real quick. For example, you know, I'm not gonna bore you guys with this process, but for example, this, go to this. Same thing. This, go to this. And just kind of move everything to like 1 or 2 tracks. So that's it. I got all the bass takes consolidated. So next up comes the fun part. This is sometimes the part that everybody thinks is funny, but I'm about to do pretty much voiceovers and ad-libs. So going to create 2 new tracks. And then just off top, like by default, I'm gonna set 50% to the left ear and 50% to the right ear. So we're gonna play with like 3D stereo sound now, essentially with these ad-libs and voiceovers, and this is what really gets a lot of my songs to sound like crispy, or it really makes it pop. And you can kind of have fun and just kind of play the backup vocalist to your own lyrics, to your own words, to your own songs. So basically I like to think of myself like maybe if Paul McCartney is singing the main vocal, then I'm John Lennon hitting the backups, or vice versa, and you can kind of get creative with it. But yeah, I'm gonna get a few warm-up takes in and then get a take to show you an example, just going all the way through of what it would be like, or how, you know, I kind of get that patented Sensei secret sauce, ad-libs, voiceovers. This is a little glimpse into it. I'm going. Mew, riding around Atlanta. Yo, yeah. Atlanta. Sensei. WiseGuys. Yeah. Oh, okay. Me and B, riding Atlanta. Man, she moving like a dancer, and she stopped playing with my camera, like she's looking for the answers. Top down, top off in a whip, pop off. Shuffle rip and a pop on. Boot up, feeling so. So now I have 2 takes that I'm really happy with. So now I'm gonna run you guys through my go-to set of basic Adlib voiceover presets and just kinda spit them out the other end so we can listen to them and just kinda see what we're dealing with. But this is about to be a major key. This series after here, I'll point it out, of just, it's just things I like to put on all my ad-libs as just a standard, just a formula that's worked for me, and you can kind of at least maybe use this as direction to find your own, like as a framework. I'm gonna show you how I get my ad-libs to sound, to sit nice and back in the mix and kind of glue everything together. I feel like this is the part where the song really starts to come alive. And I'm talking a lot of shit right now, but watch it just sound doo-doo. So yeah, I'm gonna just throw my pitch correction on there. Next, I'm gonna give it distortion down here. And it's a particular distortion I use right here. Just make sure, see, you get the right setting. I call it like Daft Punk, whatever. And then the reverb I put on this instead of studio is full reverb. And then the 2 presets I like the best here are full reset and lecture hall. Sometimes I mix it up. I do one like this one, lecture hall, and then the other full reset. So we'll wait for that to run through there. That's because I want these voiceovers to have a lot more, not a lot more, but reasonably large amount more reverb, because it kind of blends it in. It's like smudges it into the mix, blends it into the mix. So I'll just try that. This one, I'll try that technique with this one, see how it sounds. Usually it's just little things that don't really make a difference anyways, because the major key is always like, it doesn't matter how you make your shit as long as it sounds fire in the end. Like, your fans, your family, and your friends, they're not gonna care necessarily how you made it. They might think it's interesting, but at the end of the day, like, is it a good song? And then my full reverb, instead of lecture hall, I'm gonna do full reset. That's just because I want all these takes to work with each other and have their own role. So yeah, now we're just gonna listen through that and kind of give it a critique, hopefully. I'm gonna lower it.
Me and Barbie riding around Atlanta. Got you feeling so fancy, dog. No, I'm not your man, but I can be, dog. I can get you high like a canopy, dog. She tryna lick me.
So I think I'm gonna do a couple minor changes that I think is gonna help it out. It sounds really good. I'm already vibing with it, but I think a little bit too much distortion. I at least want to see what it sounds like with. You guys can check this one out and pause it if you need to, but it's just a lesser version of Daft. I call it Kanye because I hear Kanye do a similar type of distortion in a lot of his shit, or at least, you know, that's the inspiration behind this. But yeah, a little bit less, a little bit more subtle. I'm gonna go back to do the full reverb lecture hall. Yeah. And then I also want to sit it back in the mix just a little bit more. Probably there, be about good. And then I'm going to do the same with this one. So let's see what that sounds like from the beginning. Listen to it for a little bit.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Me and Barbie riding around. like she looking for the answers. Top down, take your top off in the whip, in the pop off. I'm fresh off a rip, in the pop off.
That's starting to sound pretty good. I'm gonna widen this a little bit, meaning I'm gonna pan this one to -70 now and this one to 70. I just experiment until really it sounds good, but I feel like when you pan it out, it gives it a little bit more space in the background. So now it's like with these two is the best part about Adlibs and doing it in this style, because it's like you play with these two takes just like I played with each of the segments. Like when I had 3 takes, you chop them up and you pick and choose which of the 2 takes you like best and like play with it so that one take is on one ear and while the other take isn't even playing maybe, or vice versa. So now I just kind of go through and it's, you know, I'll speed up this process, but to give y'all a taste, let's just start from the beginning. And I'll even solo it, like solo the 2 tracks so you're just hearing the...
I don't think so. Me and riding around Atlanta. Yeah. Oh, okay. Me and B riding around Atlanta.
I'm just getting funky with the intro and I'll keep cleaning it up, but...
Let's see for the answers. Top down, top off. Top in the whip, in the pop off. Fresh upper, in the pop off. Boot up, so fancy doll. Man, but I can't be doll.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So let me just listen to it in the mix and then pretty much do the same thing. A lot of this shit is like just attention to detail and meticulous stuff that like other people don't want to take the time to do. And that's what separates the people, I think, that end up making something good from the people that just like are trying to see how many songs they can make in one day. It's like the extra little efforts that are proven that you can do here and there will make your song sound better. So it's just, I'm just really meticulous with this shit because I want like to be thorough and I want it to be done right. But now I'm really about to get into some monotonous type shit, monotonous, meticulous, and this is the kind of stuff that people generally don't like to do, but I'm a huge advocate because the before and after is clear as day every single time. Basically what I'm doing is what I mentioned earlier. I'm going in and I'm getting all the background noises out, all the white noise, and I'm going in each take. So that's the voiceovers, every take that we have thus far. I'm running through it and I'm cleaning all of it up. That's pretty much the last step before we do like the final process, mixing and mastering and tweaking to our liking. But yeah, I'll jump in here and give y'all an example. I've been told that there are some types of softwares, plugins, something like that that can do this for you, but my judgment, or I trust my judgment more than I trust like a software or computer programs, because also, and with anything, like you can tweak it. Sometimes I want certain breaths that I take to be louder than others, just to put emphasis on certain lines, like, so it all depends. You gotta have that human judgment, which is really important. And the main things I'm targeting here are generally like breaths, because those pop up, and just anything like lip smacks, shit that like, listen to a fucking Drake song. Listen to a Drake song and tell me if you hear much bullshit going on in the background. No, everything is very professional.
Sensei. Let's see for the answers. Top down, top off.
Top down, top off.
Skirt.
What you gonna call that song?
Top down, probably. I'm trying to just like simplify the way that I name songs. Because if you think too hard about it, then I think that works to your detriment. So whatever the song is, it is. So I went through all my different takes. This is kind of a time skip forward. to the next day. And you notice I changed these levels over here. You know, I just been tweaking the gain and stuff, trying to get the right balance, because you'd be amazed at how important just like the master volumes of each track matters. What I usually do, I throw some of my like signature sound tags. Pretty much this is like the spice. I'm just like, after I kind of get the mix where I like it to be, I throw on a little bit more spice to give it some extra flavor, you know, fill in some gaps, add a little bit more personality to it. So for example, I was thinking over here on the end, I was gonna insert my signature Wise Guys, Goodfellas spiel. WGE Goodfellas.
You know, we always called each other good fellas. Like you say to somebody, you're gonna like this guy, he's alright. He's a good fella, he's one of us. Understand? Wise Guys.
I wanted to add another, I got my signature, like, it's a Supra with a turbo booling and kind of taking off. I want to put that somewhere in here. Yep, we'll do that one. And then try to match it up with this. I want it to hit on, a lot of times I don't go by my using my voice as reference. I use the beat as a reference. For example, I want this shit to hit, to lead right up into the beat. Like, yeah.
For the world, take her top off. My hands through your curls, getting topped off. Tell them competition, I'm the top dog.
I'm gonna throw some reverb on this shit.
For the world, take her top off. My hands through your curls, getting topped off. Tell them competition, I'm the top dog. Yeah, skipping through the album like it's hopscotch, damn. From a different planet, you a different animal. Shawty with the same, I told you I'm a cannibal. Yeah, riding around the city, sipping beer and smoking doobies. If she wanna listen to my music, hey, me and Barbie riding.
So yeah, this video is not gonna be probably the last time I look at this song, just knowing me as a person. But like, go check out the website if you want to hear the music straight as like I'm hearing it in stereo. The best quality, yeah, go get the artist take. I'm just giving y'all the sauce. This whole series, like, just, you know, it's half for entertainment, half for education. Like, I wanted the videos to be long enough for you to gain something out of them, but short enough so that it's not, you know, a freaking something that's gonna just, you know, take your day away from you, or a commitment.
You know, we always called each other good fellas. Like you say to somebody, you're gonna like this guy, he's alright. He's a good fella, he's one of us. Understand? Wise Guys.
Nice.